Hello YouTube fans, here again. And why not with this one with my video Nasties? I had two different cycles this. I remember rightly in America it was called Eaten Alive, which funny enough, a couple of years later there was a video nasty also called Eaten Alive. It's be the next one I'm going to review. And in the UK it was called Death Tap. Done by the famous director that did us a couple of years before, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, being the legendary John Hooper, may he rest in peace, very good unestimated director. He was the one that giving us sci-fi or sort of that sort of anything with good practical effects, our Mr. Errors, being Life Force. He also did one that was mixed up between a video and Nasta, which I remember reviewing, that being Funhouse. And there was always that debate, did he or did he not direct the original Poltergeist? Was it Steven Spielberg or was it John Hooper? But that's not why I'm speaking. There is now this one, as I just said, Death Tap. Now, a couple of years before, being Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I remember saying this, that was not a video nasty, even though it was mixed up between the video nasty era. Even though in some countries it was banned, it was technically not a video nasty, but however, this one was a video nasty. It was originally with band. You can probably get it now on DVD, fully uncut, and so on. But back in its day, it was a video nasty, and it did actually have a strong uncut version in the golden days of the VHS, being Death Tap. So we're gonna go with it. It's a very carefully made film, and again, John Hooper does a very, very good job directing this because big amount of it is on set. It's very dark, it's very brink, and it's definitely is a very good film. You do get a very long Robert England, that's right, ha ha ha, Freddy Krueger himself, Robert England. And there's a funny bit in it where he's trying it with this prostitute, right? He's trying it on with her, but I do remember over the years, I think I could be right, I could be wrong, but in 2003, if anyone remembers the movie Kill Bill, remember the movie Kill Bill? There's a character that says, "My name's Bob and I love to fuck." Well, the funny thing is, Robert England uses the same line where he plays this really pervy, cheapy character. He's standing with this prostitute. He says the same line, "My name's Bob and I love to fuck." And it's kind of funny because if you think you've heard that line before, it was used in the original Kill Bill. So they kind of copied that line for Kill Bill. It was influenced, get right, Ben said it was influenced by the legendary Robert England, Freddy Krueger. So that's it. This dies, a bit of a cheat, made by Robert England, started with this prostitute, started in a position, I'm not going to say, I don't want to get a slap on the hand by YouTube, but he's started it in a position, I just say that to be nice. The prostitute doesn't like it. So you've got this woman, bit like, a bit like a fucking pimp, it's in her old whorehouse, and she basically gives her the boot. So she goes to this really shitty motel, and this guy's kind of like a Norman Bates sort of character. And it's kind of a film. This is a film, and you look at it now, would you take it serious? Would you take this film serious? Because this guy has a crocodile. Shitty pop effect. You can see it's not a real crocodile. Yeah, I know. In real life, you're not going to have a crocodile eating people. I do know that. But to be honest, I choose this over shitty CGI any day. Because definitely know it's not a real talk. And I do know in 1980, they was going to use that was originally going to be a sequel, I should say, to this. The only mistake was this was a crocodile in the 1980 film Alligator. Well, I just said it. That's an alligator. So they couldn't get away with it being a sequel to this. So this cheapy freaking landlord sort of guy really looks like a perv. Ties it on with a prostitute. She's not having no go of it. He pushes her down the stairs. He puts up a fight. And in temper, I think he gets like a fence or a fork or something like that, and he stabs her. And for some reason, he must love stabbing people because he stabbed her a few times, and then he kills her. And when he realises what he's fucking done, he feeds her to his pet crocodile. Lovely. It's one way of feeding your choc. So that's what he does, basically. He's a psycho. Off the bat, he's a psycho. He's like Norman Bates, where he's all loving and charming, and he goes into a fucking brain fucking knockoff, and he's killing prostitutes on the sly. This guy, he just fucking kills you there, and then he's off his fucking rocker. So that's basically what it is. People going to his motel, he's fucking killing on the sly, and he's feeding them to his pet crocodile. Now you get one woman, if you think you've seen her before. Funny thing is, a couple of years before she did this, she appeared as the dirt in the fucking first Don Hooper film, that being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. May she rest in peace, as the sad to say she's no longer with us. And in this, you could say she's similar to the same character. She gets tied up, she gets tortured, she gets out of fucking Dodge, she's steaming like I fucking don't know what, just exactly like how she did in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And there's a funny bit in it where you got a fam there, and got this cute little dog, and the cute little dog wanders off, and the crocodile eats the fucking dog. Have to say, we know it was special effects and no cruelty to animals. It's not like your typical fucking cannibal films. But I do like the bit where the father goes to Larry and he's going, and he's going mad because they've got a little girl and she's crying with her because she's seen it. And he gets killed by the barmy man. And I think what made this an outcry wasn't just the blood, it wasn't the door. There was a bit where he has the little girl and she's trapped in the floorboards next to the top. And there was an outcry of this little kid being trapped in the floorboards, and that's actually what turned the film into a video nasty for its time. You've got Robert England, he wanders in it, I've just got him the perk. He's a perk, he's Bob, but loves the fuck. So he wanders off, he gets pushed in water, and the crocodile eats him. And then you've got the girl out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, she's all tied up, she's got tape on her mouth. The nutter's down for being attacked. This one, you got one guy in it, and I think he gets killed. Which, funny enough, did appear in the video Nasty Eaten Alive. I thought it was funny. It's the same actor that appeared in the video Nasty Eaten Alive. He gets a spear in his neck from one end there to the other there, which I thought I liked that. Like, it was like juice. I really felt for the guy. It really looked painful. Good effect. But he tries to kill the girl out of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just got that. And by accident, he falls. The top gets the better. He actually eats the owner. The girl gets out of Dodge. Happy ending, I'd say. Oh, the little girl lives, so that's happy. There's no cruelty to kids. But Jeff Tapp, we're going to go with it. It's not a bad film. I mean, I like the fact it's done on set. I like the fact that Don Hooper has good angles. He does it this dark, this jadey, dirty sort of feeling. And I like it. I mean, it's very well directed film. There are bits I can see it's a video nasty for its time. But, you know what I mean? I'm not one for banding. I'm not one for cutting. I do think John Hooper he's really good at what he does, and it really shows the man's talents. You know what I mean? It really shows the man's talents. So, it's not a bad film. You know what I mean? It's not like what would happen if Norman Bates has a pet crocodile. So it's one of them do I take it serious. But for what it is, it's not a bad film. So without ado, a 4-star rating from me. But into them, be smart, be safe. See you later.